Josh, obviously it's been a grind of a season, but with the COVID stuff kind of catching up with you all in a game like this, what's just the message these last 2 weeks to get through this and make sure it doesn't spiral out of control?
Just to bounce back, we got to give credit to Alabama. They're a great team. And when you play the number one team in the country, they're an explosive team. They rely on their explosive plays, and they had a lot of those today. And, of course, we're a little shorthanded this week, but, that can happen this season with COVID. It's a different season than usual, so the next guy just has to step up. And, I'm part of the guys who did step up, who were thrown in those situations and whatnot. But, we had to get better. This isn't acceptable. This isn't a part of our culture, and this is not who we are. So, of course, we're going to have to learn from that. But we have another top 5 team next week against Florida, and so we're going to have to bounce back against them.
Josh, was this something, their speed and all the guys they have at receiver that just you can seem like they can make anything that gets thrown to them. Was that something you were able to replicate really well in practice this week? And how was it different seeing something like that in practice compared to today out there in the field?
Of course, Alabama has a lot of weapons, and they have a lot of depth. And as football players, as college football players, that's something about Alabama, and that's something that we stress in practice as well. But, of course, it's a different speed when you get out there in that game time situations. And, like I said, I got to give credit to Alabama, to their players, to their coaches and things like that. They played a hell of a game today, and I just got to give credit to them.
Yeah, Josh, when we were talking with AJ, he said he thought, speaking for the offense, they just went flat and died in the second half. What about on the defense? Did you feel like you guys had any let down or anything in the second half?
As a defense, of course, their offense was very successful tonight. But as a defense, we had to really pick each other up. It was a time where, nobody likes losing. Nobody's like getting blown out at the end of the day. And so as leaders on that team, we had to, lift each other up. When the young guys got in, we had to coach them up as well. And, this today is not acceptable. I don't want to, I want to try to know that, this is not acceptable for us. We know that as players, as a whole football team, as a whole organization. As leaders, we are going to put that on the young guys so the young guys know that this isn't acceptable. This is not who we are. This won't happen again. And we need to we're just going to really hone that in on the young guys and everybody else.
Josh, you kind of answered my question with that answer right there. Cause I was going to ask you, you're one of the leaders on the team. What's your message going to be to your teammates over these last 2 weeks? You kind of answered it there. Okay, let me ask you another question, though. When you guys did find out that these other guys were not going to be able to make the trip, your teammates, what kind of effect did that have on the team as a whole, you think?
Of course, missing a couple of guys who are starters and who make a huge impact. And of course, you're like, Nate, I wish they're out here with us. But at the same time, you're in a hostile environment and you're going to a hostile environment. So you really just got to, like I said, say next man up and trust that the next guy is going to do his job. And really just, it's all about trust when it gets to that point. You got to trust your brother next to you and trust your teammates.